I want to ask you about the end of the game last night. It appeared controversial. Now, half the stadium's empty. People just cleared out. They had enough of that game, which shocked me, by the way. People were leaving in the third quarter it was a 1-point game at that point.
Right.
But I want to specifically talk about last night, the controversial decision that Nick Sirianni made, and I want to get your thought on this. There is 3:10 to go. A.J. Brown scores a second touchdown. And they decide to go for the 2-point conversion. They're down 9. So I'm going to paint the picture. Eagles are down 24-15, 3:10 on the clock. They had just scored the A.J. Brown touchdown, down 9. They have all 3 timeouts left, plus the 2-minute warning. But instead, Nick Sirianni goes for the 2-point conversion. People are just really upset about this. They don't understand it. I don't understand it when I just go through everything. I want to get your take on, do you agree with the decision that Nick made to go for 2 there? Because if you kick the extra point, it's within 8, and it's a one-possession game. So I want to get your take. What do you think was the right decision there? What Nick Sirianni did, or should he have just kicked the extra point?
I'd have kicked the field goal, but I mean, they did miss one. I mean,
sure.
and we haven't even talked about that. They missed a field goal.
Do you understand? But do you understand what Nick did? Or I don't understand it.
I don't understand it either. I'd have kicked the field goal, and I think that would put a lot more pressure on Chicago the next possession also, that they would have to go do something. Maybe they have to force them into a mistake. But once they kicked that field goal, they knew they had it won. From that point on, they didn't have to worry about it, because now they were a 2-possession game instead of a 1-possession game. You kick the field goal, then you go out there, trust your defense, who has started playing better towards that time. They started playing a little better, just a little bit. I mean, they got beat by a play action where the tight end got out there past Blankenship, but they were still playing well enough that I would have said they would have been able to stop them. And he went down there and scored. It just changed the whole dynamics on how Chicago thought and how we throw.
Yeah, I just don't understand it, because the odds of getting the onside kick, you're then forced to go for the onside kick there, which is extremely difficult, even harder in today's with the new kickoff rules, I think, than in the years past. So I don't understand, because you have 3:10 left. Let's say you get the extra point, assuming you get it, and you're within 8. It's a 1-score game. You don't have to do the onside kick. You can kick it deep. The Bears are down in their own territory. Again, you have the 3 timeouts, plus a 2-minute warning, and hopefully you get the ball back. And then if you score again, you can go for the 2-point conversion. Then your odds are, even if you have to burn all those timeouts and the 2-minute warning, you're in control of the clock because you have possession of the football, hopefully. I just don't understand it. But Greg Olsen, the Fox NFL broadcaster, he went online last night on X, and he was just going, it's not debatable. You absolutely do what Nick Sirianni did. And I don't understand that. Are we able to pull up those tweets to show Barrett? Barrett, did you see what Greg Olsen said?
I heard about it, but I still don't think that it was the right decision. To me, it wasn't the right decision.
Yeah, I don't understand. He says it's not debatable. I guess I don't understand. And Nick Sirianni talked about it, I want to know how many basically possessions I need and this and that. It just was baffling, because you go, all right, you're down 9. You could have been down 8. You score another touchdown. And these are all what ifs. And I don't want to say it's the reason they lost the game, but there's just been a couple decisions. You're just going, man, what are they doing? I don't understand that weird scenario everyone's complaining about. I don't understand. Are we able to pull up what Greg Olsen said last night? He says it's not debatable. He's explaining the situation that a 2-score game, slightly less than 50% of the time, it's a 2-point succession rate. It's a 3-score game, the remaining percentage. He's just going on and on and on as you look at his tweets. And then he's showing, assuming that you kick the extra point and go down 8, he missed earlier the extra point, which we talked about with Barrett. You still need 2 possessions, which I get. You still need 2 possessions, but if you do what we said, which was kick the extra point, you get down 8, you kick it off deep to Chicago in their territory. There's 3:10 left. You have 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute, the 2-minute warning. Well, then you don't have to go for the onside kick. The onside kick is really hard, and J.J. Watt, the former Texan star, came out and he was going, analytically, you're absolutely correct. And Greg Olson's going on and on and on that, and look, these guys analyze it way more than I do. So I want to make it be known that I don't study this nonstop. Nick Sirianni studies it. Can we go to the Nick Sirianni last night was asked about this. Let's listen to Nick Sirianni explaining why he went for the 2-point conversion down 9 as opposed to the extra point. It seemed baffling. Fans are upset. Listen to Nick Sirianni.
Trying to go down 9, in scoring to go down 9, what's the thinking between the 2-point conversion, the first touchdown, and then the potential second touchdown?
Yeah. Obviously, we had to get one at one point. We had to get a 2-point conversion at one point. I've done a lot of studies on that in my notes. Down 9, I'm always going to go for 2 in that scenario. So I followed the plan that, again, I don't try to take anything for.
There was Nick Sirianni trying to explain why down 9, what they're thinking going with that 2-point conversion there. I still don't understand it. And listen, he studies it. These guys have analytic experts doing this all day long. I don't understand. That's neither here or there. It's not the reason why they lost the game to the Bears.
Another thing, Jeff, we also got to put this in perspective. He believes in his players. Even though his players gave nothing to believe about the entire game, he still has a lot of confidence in his players and their ability to go out there and play and make those things happen. He believes in his players, and that's the only thing I'll give him. It's almost, blind faith. He believes in his players that much, and I think that's the biggest thing with when you're dealing with Coach Sirianni. He believes in it so much, and I think that's the biggest thing to him. He wasn't worried about it. He believes in his players being able to go out there and execute. They just didn't do it for him. They didn't make him right. But he just has, that belief in his guys, and that's the biggest thing.
He believes. I don't know if Eagles fans believe, but do you believe? Do you believe at 5 games to go they are magically going to figure this out? Do you believe, Barrett, that this football team, as bad as it has looked the last 2 weeks, the last 4 weeks, the entire season, at any point you want to pick, are they going to figure it out?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know. I mean, you talk about that blind faith. I do believe they're gonna get it right. I do believe that they're gonna make it and go far into the playoffs. They're gonna figure out what they need to do because they're a championship team, number one. They have a great roster, number 2. And a lot of people say, "How can you believe in this roster? They've done nothing." Well, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen that same roster win a Super Bowl, so I'm still believing their ability to go out there and influence games better than what they've been doing. I think that they can win. I think they will win. They're going to rewrite the ship, and, they're going to be fine going into these next 4 games. They're going to have a tough one out there in L.A. this next weekend, but I think this is going to be the starting point. I'm hoping it's going to be the starting point, and I just bleed green, and that's, the blind faith that I have. But, I mean, I truly believe Nick Sirianni can get these guys going in the right direction.
Barrett, we love the insight, and I hope you are right that they figure this out. It's, of course, so much more fun when they are winning. Even when they're winning, by the way, people are still complaining, but that's another side note. But Barrett, great insight, former Eagles offensive lineman, Super Bowl champion. He knows how hard it is to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Does a great job on NBC Sports Philadelphia on their post-game show. Barrett Brooks, thank you so much for joining us on Bet Park Saturdays.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
All right, great having you. There is Barrett Brooks. Does a great job on NBC Sports Philadelphia.